Hello, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and welcome. Today we're going to talk about traveling. If you love traveling, then this video is for you. Maybe you have been out here for a long time and you have not traveled back to your home country, or you have not gone for a vacation for a very long time. I just want us to talk about some important things that you may want to look at it if you are planning to travel, which is a good thing. When you stay out here, it's not good to stay for so many years without traveling. You need to travel. You can travel and visit other places and things like that. So if you are thinking of traveling, there are things that you have to keep in mind and keep them checked. Number one thing is your documents. You want to make sure that you have a passport. If you have a passport, check whether is it finished or is it expired, or do you need to renew it before you consider traveling. Check other form of documents. If you don't yet have a passport and you want to consider applying for one, you may want to do so before you start looking at how you will travel and plan the trip properly, in order for things to work. After you check your passport and other documents, the second thing you want to look into is where you're going to. The country that you're going to, do you need a visa or you don't need a visa? Like for those who have green card and, when you're going back to your home country, if you have not yet become like a citizen, you would not need to make a passport. You just travel with your original passport you came with, and when you're coming back, it's just the same. You don't need a visa. That one is super easy. That one you just get a ticket and plan your trip and go. So, but if you are already a citizen, like you came over, maybe you left Cameroon and went to UK and you became a citizen from over there. So going back now, you have to apply for a visa. So you will have to check that and see how many days it takes when you apply, if they approve it or not. And then third thing that you have to check is how you will get a vacation from work, some time off. You need to apply that too. Make use. Most of the jobs they offer vacation, so make use of that and apply. And when they approve it, you can travel well. Another document comes to money. If you are not making a lot of money, but traveling is important. When you stay somewhere for a long time, you become unhappy. Things are not moving well. You miss your family or you miss loved ones on the other side. One thing you have to do if you don't have a lot of money but you want to travel is apply for a credit card. Most flights will start from 1,000 and above depending on where you're going to, especially international flight, 1,500, 1,600 depending on the time period you're traveling. So apply for a credit card. When you apply for a credit card, they will approve you for a certain amount. Luckily, maybe you might have like $2,000 or $3,000 that you've been approved for. That credit card is gonna help you to travel. The reason why I say credit card is because when you don't have a lot of money and you're traveling, where you're going, you're gonna need money over there. And that money is just cash that you will withdraw and use. You will not have an opportunity to be swiping credit card. Even if you have, it's not advisable because when you swipe, some fees might apply or it might not work or it might work. So consider applying for a credit card. If you already have a credit card which has a good amount of money, that's good. Then you just need to use it. You don't need to apply for a new one. If you have a credit card that's like very low, $500, $250, consider going back to your bank and ask them whether they can increase it early before the time that you are planning to travel comes. Luckily, if you go there, sometimes they'll just increase it. Just tell them, how you are planning to do things, and they can just increase it up to a good amount of money in there. Don't spend it carelessly. Using it for flight is very important. You pay and go. The amounts of money that you have in cash or in your debit, you withdraw some, and when you go overseas, you can use that money, and enjoy your time, spend time with family, loved ones before you come back. When you come back now, you can be paying the credit card bit by bit. Because if you want to use your debit card to purchase a flight, in the end, you will not have enough money. But if you're somebody that you're well to do, you can just swipe your debit card anytime and go. Since you have money, you don't need to be borrowing money. There's no reason why you should borrow when you have. The credit card option is for those who don't have enough money, but you want to travel. You have been out here for a long time, and that vacation, you need it. Consider using a credit card, only for that purpose. When you come back, be paying 300, 400 before you know it, you will finish it, and it will help you build your credit. If you're planning to purchase car, if you're planning to purchase a home, renting an apartment, something that you need some form of credit. So that helps you out, and it helps you out. You come back, your things are still okay, because when you're traveling, there are a few things you have to consider. You have spent money to prepare documents, get visa and everything. You still need to pay rent or your mortgage before traveling. So you may want to be careful with the amount of debit money you have. You still need to keep your place before you travel. When you travel and come back, you still come back to your very room. So landlords, they will not skip the rent because you travel, or the apartment complexes. So, make use of this credit card deal, and then go. When you come back, be paying them bit by bit, and you always be fine. You manage your situation pretty well. But if you have all the money that you want to pay rent and travel and still be using your debit, your savings and things like that, no problem with that. Go ahead. Credit card is just for somebody that doesn't have enough, and maybe you have like an event overseas that you want to go do, especially for those who go sometimes and get married, and you go, there is some form of event going on that you the celebrant or whatever be the case, you need money over there. You stay in a hotel, things like that, rent a car, so that's something very important. And before you travel, or before you apply for visa, most embassies, they will ask for a flight itinerary. A flight itinerary is, the demo of your flight, your route. How are you going to travel? You're going to leave Dulles Airport, and then be at Ethiopia, and then from Ethiopia, before you go to your country, maybe Nigeria or whatever be the case. So consider using some websites that will give you a flight itinerary without you purchasing a flight. Because if you purchase a flight just to have an itinerary, what if your visa has been denied? Then what happens to the flight? For you to go and then change the flight, in few days, you're gonna spend a lot of money, and sometimes you lose all the money, or they give you half. So consider using some website that will give you a flight itinerary for like $15 to $20. I'll look for a video, and then I'll do a video on that, on flight itinerary, how to get a flight itinerary, and I'll link a website to it. So watch out and check out my other videos. I'm sure you will catch up with that. That's gonna help you plan your trip very well. That way you don't spend money on flight and be disappointed. Things come up. Sometimes it's only you. It might not be the visa issue. Something might happen, or you might decide to change up things based on your job or whatever be the case. So that is it for traveling. Thank you so much for watching.